Can you see me? I hope you can hear me. I got a new microphone, so hopefully it works. The worst part is it does not come with a case, so it's all over the place. That really made me uncomfortable. I guess we're so used to convenience that the second something isn't super easy, I think it's trash, but I guess we'll see the audio. I did see one of the comments about how if I've ever experienced extreme hunger when in recovery, and in general, I'm almost always hungry. Even before Ed, I loved food. It was something I always loved, especially when somebody made me food. Like, I just thought that was the nicest thing somebody could ever do. And I always made sure to appreciate people's effort to cook for me or give me food. Like, I think the nicest thing to do for somebody is appreciate the food they give you, because it's one of my ed rules, by the way. If somebody gives me food, I have to eat it because it's disrespectful. And as a people pleaser, I'm more likely to eat it and defy my ed than defy being selfish in any way. So that's the good thing about knowing yourself. Should I take my hoodie off? It's kind of annoying my ears. It's too tight. But you will go through extreme hunger, and the thing is, aren't you already extremely hungry? That's what I'm wondering. If you are really worried that you're always going to be this hungry, and you thought that if you tried recovery, the hunger would go away, it's part of recovery. It's just another hurdle you have to get through. The hunger will set. It will set. The problem is extreme hunger you feel is not normal because you were restricting in a way that was not normal. So obviously your body's trying to catch up. You were not giving it what it needed in order to function properly. So as soon as you do give it something that it needed for however long, then it's gonna want to keep going. It's gonna feel like an empty pit where it's like nothing fills it, but it will eventually. So your body needs to get used to the fact that you're no longer gonna do this to it. You're no longer going to make it go through these extreme measures, so it can stop wanting it so badly. And as soon as everything's in balance and recovered, so it's not gonna be forever. I'm not hungry all the time, and yes, you will gain weight, but it will adjust. So for me, at least, when I first started recovering, I would eat and I felt like I gained so much weight so quickly, but it will adjust as soon as your metabolism adjusts, because we're destroying our metabolism. The more you restrict, the more prone you are to permanently mess up your metabolism, which is, if you want it in terms to help your inner evil voice and yourself, if you destroy your metabolism, you will gain weight, and it will be harder for you to not gain weight, if that makes sense. You need to eat the proper amount of food to function without doing anything, and chances are we weren't, so that messes up our metabolism because there's videos explaining the science of it. I'm not a genius. I'm just some person with a problem that decided I didn't want that problem anymore. So I also want to tell you that it freaking sucked over there. And yes, there are some bad things about recovery, but there's an end goal. You know what I mean? There's an ending to it. So I like to show an example about this. If you're used to having a friend that bails on you all the time, you end up not giving a shit about making plans, or you end up being codependent and always wanting to make plans to hold on to that friendship. That's what your body's doing with the calories or food you're giving it, because it's used to the restriction. Basically, you have made your body not trust you, and now it has abandonment issues, and that's why you're extremely hungry, if you are. Now, if you're in recovery and you start, like a friend starts to show you they care and they're going to put the effort in it and they're not going to leave, eventually you're going to believe them and you're going to trust them again, just like your body is going to trust you. At least this is my theory. I'm not, dude, I don't know what I'm talking about, but this is exactly what happened to me. My body adjusted and I am not hungry all the time, so that's great. And the best part is like, how when you were restricting or whatever we're doing, where it's like we can't enjoy a meal, you'll crave food and you'll be like, "Ooh, I want some pasta." You'll have some pasta or whatever you eat, and then you no longer think about food because you ate. I used to be obsessed with food all the time and it didn't go away. Even when I binged and purged or restricted, it was all the time. And now you get to think about other things. You get to focus on your life. You get to be a person, with dreams, hopes, and misery of other types instead of just the same thing all the damn time. So yeah, once I consistently and took in food, my body eventually repaired itself. At least I like to think. I still have the thoughts. The psychological part of it is what haunts me and bothers me a lot. But for the most of it, I think my body's like okay. There are some problems, and if you're very like you took it very far or you were in it for a longer time, there can be long-term consequences to an ed. So there's that, and they can get really bad. They can get really bad. Like I'm pretty sure I have some heart muscle issues because my heart doesn't beat the same way. It'll like randomly skip beats, and then it makes me feel like I got hit in the chest, like somebody just like punched me right in the heart. And then I have to cough, but maybe that's just something else. I don't know. And then digestion. My digestive system has never really became normal, but yet again, it was never really normal to begin with. I feel like I lived a life of constipation, and now I have both constipation and diarrhea. It's so fun. I love it, and it's always the most inconvenient times too. So there's some TMI for you. So there is good news to this, believe it or not. If you're scared of continuing because you're like, oh my god, I don't want to have, like I don't want to be free from Ed. He's kind of cute. Let me tell you, dude. What's cuter is you will get your energy back. I don't know about you guys, but I lost most of my energy. I wanted to sleep all the time, and even sleeping was too much work. I couldn't exercise anymore. I used to work out often. In fact, that's where it kind of started. I loved walking places because, exercising can get kind of boring. So I like interactive exercise. My brother and my sister would throw like parties with drinking, and I would wait till everybody got drunk, and I would convince everybody that we should go on a walk to the gas station to get snacks. And because everybody was all drunk and like, happy, nobody was like, no, I don't want to go. You know what I mean? So that was fun. And they would sober up a little bit by the time we got back. So that was fun. And I would also be like, oh, I want to get food like around my area. I have to walk there just for fun. But then it got really bad where it's like I have to walk there and I can't even get the food. You know what I mean? Like, damn, Ed, you messed everything up for me. So your energy's back, and then more likely than not, your digestive system won't be as bad. Mine is still shit, but that's because I can't handle bread for some reason. So that might be a long-term thing. Ever since I like went into ed like bullshit, I cannot digest bread or flour. It hurts, and it gives me really bad constipation, dude. Like, it sucks. And then if I don't, if I get nervous, all of a sudden I have diarrhea. Sometimes I have to like trick my brain. I'm like, oh my gosh, presentations, speeches, people, and then I'll get diarrhea, and then I can finally go to the bathroom. But it just freaking sucks for the most part. So there you go. Hopefully yours settles. I don't know, maybe I should just incorporate more fiber. Speaking of fiber, I looked up chips that weren't bad for me, and I actually have them in my pocket because I kept eating these chips at work, and I was like, dude, why do I have to poop really bad? This isn't like me. I don't recognize myself because I no longer get as nervous at work anymore. There's still that nerve to like be there because you never know what people would do. But for the most part, I get it under control because I'm really toxic, so everybody pretty much avoids me, which is great. But I was eating these chips, and I was like, why do I have diarrhea? And then I realized these have fiber. So Look, do you like them? Have you tried these? I like chips, but my stomach hurts when I eat chips, so I got those, and they're actually good. They actually taste like I'm eating pasta, which I can't eat either, but I do because I don't care. The problem with Ed's like you're constantly testing him. You know what I mean? Like it's no longer you testing me. I'm testing you. How much can I humble him so he can stop humbling me? But I also don't want to destroy my stomach now that I can't eat Pringles, which sucks because those are delicious and those were one of the foods I never thought I'd be able to eat. And now I can't eat because my stomach hurts, but I'll do it. I'll break the rules once in a while. But I have to make the time to feel the pain, basically. So that's great. But I might be one of those people that's like gluten free, but those chips don't hurt. So that's one thing you can look at. And they taste like pasta, dude. They really do taste like pasta. The only problem is they get stuck in your teeth, so you better get a drink along with it. Hopefully, you'll get your digestive system back and you'll poop again. Because back when I was not constipated, I'm still constipated. Back when I was restricting and binging, purging, my like toilet was never used, dude, unless I was like flushing, you know, purging substance. But other than that, I could never go to the bathroom. It's like a shutdown, a complete shutdown. And now I can. And pooping is actually very therapeutic. Like it feels good. Like I'm happy. You know, I feel like I'm accomplishing something. Basically, it's like a mission. Anyways, your mood will also improve. And honestly, I'm not a very happy person in general. Like I was never happy. I think I was born angry, but that's not gonna, not no, it's not some crazy shit. Like your mood is gonna go back to before Ed, and if you don't remember, then you'll find out. You know, if you get better, you're just not gonna you're gonna be less sad, angry, and whatever you were, like all the bad, because hunger does a lot to you. You know, it does a lot to you emotionally, basically. You're always on the edge. Your mood's up and down. I was pretty good. You get pretty good at like, well, some of us do. I got pretty good at like pretending I wasn't sad or mad because I was hungry all the time. But I also felt like when you live on extremes, like when I'm happy, I'm extremely happy. And when I'm sad, I'm extremely sad. Like it's hard to be an in between. So I kind of controlled myself with punishing with Ed because I was almost always sad. Like that was my default setting. Now it's just I'm constantly like confused, to be honest. I don't know what's going on. I'm overthinking, so that's cute, but it's actually more entertaining. But I just hate being sad all the time. Like that shit. I laugh more now at myself because nobody else makes good jokes. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, your mood will improve. So if it's shit now, it's gonna get like less shit. You know what I mean? Like don't expect you to be the happiest person in the room. That's never gonna happen. But if it does, let me know what you're eating, because we all should be happier. Maybe it's chocolate, huh? Red Bull, dude. Red Bull makes me so happy. It's so good. Well, yeah, the other one was metabolism will increase, which is a natural way of losing weight without having to restrict. So that's what I realized too. Like back then, I used to weigh like less than I do now, and I was eating whatever the hell I wanted. And I was like, damn, what did I do? And then I realized I messed up my metabolism. Like, that's so cute. I love that. Hopefully, I can get it back to normal because I don't know. I guess I just want to be normal weight, you know, not too over here, not too over there. And sometimes I feel like I was a good weight back in the day before I like fell into Ed like really bad. Kind of just felt like, I'm a normal weight. Like, I just thought I was such a normal person. Okay. Anyways, sorry. I don't know if some of these words are triggering, so I'm gonna put a TW in the, what's it called? Thumbnail of this shit because I don't want to, cause you guys to relapse just because I'm using all these words, but I don't want to censor too much because then we don't even know what we're talking about at this point. Because a lot of people don't know what Ed is. And their guesses are very strange, but they're funny. So, some reminders for you guys to make this a little bit easier to deal with is, remember, the extreme hunger is normal. It's normal to be extremely hungry. You are behind on food. You've been behind on food, especially if you're like going back and forth with like eating a lot and then eating nothing. Like the extreme hunger is normal. It's not crazy. It's not wrong. Obviously, you have to deal with a demon one demon at a time, because the whole binging and purging was a whole nother problem, dude. That shit is hard. I'm gonna be honest, I still binge eat. I love food and it's delicious, but I never purge, because I feel like binging, okay, I'll hate myself for a bit, but you have to learn to forgive yourself. And as long as I don't purge or restrict, then I won't get locked into the cycle again, if that makes sense. So just remember, recovery isn't like an upward hill you have to walk. It's wobbly. It's a wobbly road. Nobody's perfect. You're not going to get it the first shot. So it's like, if you relapse and you're like, shit, I can't do it, that sucks. No, it's part of recovery. So you better keep going. I'm watching you. I know where you live. I know where you and your mom and your dad live. Dude, I don't even know where I live. Where am I? And then be patient. Sorry to sound cheesy, but yeah, be patient and don't give up. Because if you give up, you're giving up on yourself and you're letting Incel Ed win again, dude. Come on. It's 2024. Incels are out. They were never part of the plan. So it's kind of awkward that we're still dealing with this, with the biggest insult of them all. Oh, I hate stoplights because I feel like people can see you guys. And they can see. Trucks are the worst. So I think that's it. You guys can share your points in the comments as always, because we might not be experts on, the this shit, but we did go through it, so that should count a little bit. And yeah, just remember that I believe, I don't know what you guys believe, I believe that recovery has an ending. There's an end to it. You reach a point where you're like, good, you're done. Obviously, you can always get sucked back into the bullshit, but recovery does have an ending. Ed, on the other hand, not so much. He will never stop. Well, they both have endings, but one is better than the other, and that's recovery, because Ed wants to kill us, which is kind of romantic, but he's an incel. He's ugly. Have you seen him? Have you seen him? You do not let an ugly guy kill you. Maybe a pretty one. Not even. Don't let him do it. But yeah, I believe recovery has a good ending for all of us. Ed, on the other hand, not so much. And I hope you guys could hear me this whole time, but I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I have to go. I'm a Dunkin'. It's very important business. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.